Thank you, chairpersons, for this opportunity. I just wanted to remind the House that when the motion for imposition of the precedent rule was introduced after a grueling sessions on discussions on constitution, it's strange that it seems all the representatives from the state did not get a chance to speak. And I hope that the chair will give me some adequate time to express the sentiments of the people of the state as a representative from there. Chairperson, Mr. Speaker, what I need to do is that just as we had a long discussion on Sindoor, I expect in the last 1 year that the House will discuss Manipur given the gravity of the situation there. Just as the terrorists came from Pakistan and created havoc and tried to divide this country on communal lines to provoke us, the Union Home Minister on this floor of the House, if my memory serves me well, on 9th August 2023, said that the crisis in Manipur was caused by the influx of illegal immigrants. Similarly, intelligence agencies have flagged off the involvement of armed groups from Myanmar in the crisis in the state. So it is like what we had experienced in Pahalgam in some sense. Ironically, Manipur was also called the little paradise, just as Kashmir is called a paradise. The only difference is the national attention is given to what happened in Kashmir, not with the state of Manipur. Our existence at the periphery and a marginal existence has been reaffirmed time and again, creating a sense of alienations and humiliation to the people of the state. To take an example of the recent times, Sri Ratan Thiam, the doyen of Indian theatre, when he expired, not a single word came from this House, nor the Prime Minister, who had expressed similar condolences when artists expired. This is a shameful reminder that how marginal Manipur is. However big you are and however role you have played in this country, the stature of Ratan Thiam, I don't need to repeat. Globally, he was mourned, and luckily some of the chief ministers from the eastern states did mourn his demise. Now let me put 2-3 issues here about the extension of the precedent rule. There are a couple of myths that we need to know, and through you, I would like to inform the House as well as the country and the entire world that when the union government takes over a state under 356, it is on the assumption that the constitutional order is not working and the law and order has gone beyond what it should be normally. But the fact of the matter is, the imposition of this precedent rule in Manipur is not occasioned by such a concern. It is to save embarrassment for the ruling party. If they had to do it, they would have done long time back. The Supreme Court had, in a couple of months after the initial period of the crisis, had said that law and order has been completely gone and the constitutional order is not in order. But that time, they did not do it. That's the first myth that we need to understand. This is not to restore constitutional order, but to save the embarrassment that the ruling party was about to face in that month. Second, the union government has been in hand in glove with the then state government in creating the havoc in the state. Let me cite some of the examples. The CM said that whatever he did was on the advice and the consent of the Prime Minister Modi and the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah. Similarly, the Home Minister said on this floor of the House that the CM is cooperating with us.
Honorable Member.
So therefore,
तथ्यों के बिना सदन में बात नहीं करनी।
No. I'm just saying. Now, not to waste time. Let me continue, Mr. Speaker, sir. That ex-CM again said that the valley will be under him and the Home Minister will take care of the hills. Such a thing has never happened. The subversion of the federal polity and constitutional order was already there. And third, the example, the state government, the Union Home Minister has been dictating terms with the then state government in terms of appointing officials, as if the now, an erstwhile Article 257A, as if that is still operational. The Union government was dictating terms to the state government, changing officials, and so much so that some of the officers of the Central Security Forces bluntly on record says that we don't take orders from the state government, we take it from the Union government. Such a subversion has happened right through the collusion between the state government and the Union government. And therefore, what we need to know is that the nature of the precedent rule, Mr. Speaker, sir, I hope, so let's first have a clarity that the precedent rule in Manipur was not imposed in order to recover a constitutional order, because in collusion with the then state government, the Union government itself has subverted the constitutional order, and they are creating that kind of a lawlessness for 2 years. Now, the other point why we should not be extending a precedent rule, given these reasons, we must also remember that 356 is supposed to be used in the rarest of the rare moment. If I can recollect this House, on 3rd of September 1949, Dr. Ambedkar introduced the Article 277A, which later on became 355, as a legal and moral premise for 356. We are supposed to use this very judiciously because the mandate of the people should govern the people rather than precedence rule. That was a clear position. So is the judgment on Supreme Court judgment on Bomai case, as well as Sarkaria Commission had reminded us that these particular provisions should not be used in a whimsical reasons. And therefore, instead of introducing this and extending this almost illegitimate, in some sense morally, this precedent rule in Manipur, we should have a fresh mandate in the state of Manipur. Despite having a brutal majority, you are not able to form the government. In collusion with that state government and the union government, you have created this tragedy of Manipur in the last 2 years. So I expect the House, instead of extension of this precedent rule, to have a JPC being constituted so that the people of Manipur do not feel neglected, and we take care of what had happened and fix accountability. I must remind again that the executive conduct must have some accountability in this House. And therefore, just as we discussed Sindur, just as we had long discussions on constitutions, I expect this House to have at least 5 to 6 hours discussion on what steps can be taken in this House so that all of us can have a healing process to begin from this House. And I would like to end my interventions by appealing to the rest of the country as well. We have suffered constantly this humiliation and constantly reminding that you don't matter. The crisis in Manipur is unprecedented. Our LOP has said it. You have never seen the challenge to the Indian state's legitimate use of physical force has been challenged. Nowhere has it happened. The partition of 1947 is a living reality in Manipur today. The freedom of movement. The Meiteis cannot travel on the national highways, just as the Kukis cannot. All the citizens should have access to these movement, freedom of movement. We are not able to have it. And I expect this House, therefore, to be more serious rather than reducing this kind of extension as a mere formality and ritual. The pain and suffering of the people of that state. And so far as the 19th state of this union, this House must take it seriously, just as you have taken seriously on the question of Pahalgam and that of any other issues in this country. So I therefore object to this extension of President ruled, and I demand that instead of this, please dissolve that assembly. Let's have a fresh mandate, and the rule of the people, will of the state must have the say rather than dictating terms, even if it's a small state. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.